you are 18 years old and above, and you have the mental capacity of 2 to 7 years old children or child, you are considered to be as mentally retarded person.
Hello, future top-notchers. Ready to start your journey toward passing the board exam? Enroll now at Titan Review, where affordable meets excellent learning. Let me walk you through the simple steps on how to enroll. Let's get started. First, open your browser and type titan-review.com. Then click Enroll Now. Next, select and click your preferred course. For the third step, click Sign Up to create your Titan Review account. After signing up, kindly fill out the form with accurate information. Honesty helps us serve you better. Once done, choose your mode of payment and click the course button to select your preferred enrollment duration. Then, click your chosen course. Tap Select All, and confirm your selected duration. Now, check your email for a confirmation code. If you don't see it in your inbox, make sure to check your spam folder. After that, a one-time password or OTP will be sent to your email. Enter it right away to verify your registration. You're almost there. Scan the QR code displayed on your screen, upload your proof of payment, and enter your reference number. Make sure they match to avoid any delays in your enrollment. And finally, congratulations! You're now officially enrolled at Titan Review. Check your email for confirmation, reminders, and the next steps to start your review. And that's it, you're officially part of Titan Review. Your journey to becoming a licensed professional starts here. See you inside, future top-notcher.
Good day, future top-notchers! Before we begin, let me introduce our lecturer for today's review session. Our speaker is Mr. Mark Lawrence Gatdula, who placed top 10 in the Criminologist Licensure Examination on December 2022, with an outstanding rating of 86.05%. Mr. Gatdula is known for delivering clear, organized, and exam-focused lectures that help students master even the most challenging concepts. So stay focused, take notes, and make the most of this opportunity to learn from one of the best.
Thank you for that very clear but very short but clear introduction. So without further ado, let us start with our review session. And for this review session, we will be discussing Introduction to Criminology. And I know since most of our participants are, or all of our participants are graduate of criminology, you are already familiar with this particular subject because this particular subject is incorporated in criminology area. And if you have already started reading, you are now aware that criminology area in criminologist licensure examination garnered 20% out of 100% for the grade in CLE. While this particular subject, Introduction to Criminology, garnered 10 different questions out of 100 questions in criminology incorporated in table of specification. And take note, this lecture is designed based from the table of specification provided by the Professional Regulatory Board of Criminologists. Kaya kailangan nating makinig. And also, I know that since you have enrolled in this online review lecture, you are already familiar with the system of Titan Review, yung tinatawag nating interactive online learning. Sinusubukan kasi ng Titan Review to provide learning or online learning as if you are in person or face-to-face yung review natin. Kaya I am hoping that you will be participating when I have laid down the different questions relevant to this lecture. So nakikita nyo naman sa screen niyo yung table of specification. So hindi ko na siya iisa-isahin, and let us proceed with the different contents of our presentation. Here in this lecture, we will try to discuss on how did the criminology develop, the different principal components of criminology, the divisions of criminology, subfield of criminology, and lastly, the classification of crimes and criminals under criminology. Now, here is my first question. What is a multidiscipline that aims to understand crime, criminal, and criminal behavior? Letter A, criminology. Letter B, psychological criminology. Letter C, sociological criminology, or letter D, psychiatric criminology. Now, nasabi ko na kanina, kailangan namin ng participation ninyo. And so, kindly scan the QR code presented in your screen to provide a feedback on what do you think is the answer to this particular question. Okay, I hope that you have already started scanning the QR code. And I will be looking on your feedbacks. Okay, baka nangangapa pa tayo. I will be providing the answer to the particular question para marami tayong ma-discuss at marami tayong matagal. So, someone answered psychological criminology. Meron nagsagot na isa. But to answer the question, it will be letter A. The question, okay, one way in answering a question is first to identify whether or not the question is constructed in a general manner. Kung broad ba yung question. And in this scenario, it is broad. Bakit? It is a multidiscipline and it understands crime, criminals, and criminal behavior. Malawak siya. And therefore, ang pinakamalawak na term in this one is the term criminology. Pero bakit criminology ba yung sagot? Let us have our discussion. As to its basic definition, criminology is the scientific study of crime, criminals, and criminal behavior. It is a multidisciplinary that aims to understand crime, criminals, and criminal behavior. Bakit siya multidisciplinary? Because criminology involves psychology, na alam ko you have tackled the subject human behavior. We have our sociological criminology, the different laws. Incorporated in criminology are the different laws. And if we aim to understand law, it is a particular discipline. And lastly, the psychiatric criminology. Kaya nga merong kasabihan sa criminology that a criminologist is a jack of all trade but a master of none. Bakit? Kasi marami tayong pinag-aaralan sa criminology, different discipline para lang ma-understand natin kung bakit ba nagkakaroon ng crime, criminals, and criminal behavior. To add further, criminology is a body of knowledge regarding crime as a social phenomenon. And it involves the making of laws, the breaking of laws, and the reaction towards the breaking of laws. Tatandaan natin itong tatlong to na scope ng criminology. The making of laws, the breaking of laws, and the reaction towards the breaking of laws. Now to wrap up, tatandaan natin, criminology is a broad term that aims to provide understanding regarding crime, criminals, and criminal behavior. Yun yung key concept na kailangan natin tandaan when we are talking about the term criminology. Now, the next one are the different subfields of criminology. That take note, there are three subfields of criminology. The sociological criminology, psychological criminology, and the psychiatric criminology. Pero paano ba natin masasabi that a particular subfield is sociological criminology? Sociological criminology is a specific subfield that aims to understand crime depending onto the group of people or understanding the society itself. Ang sinasabi under sociological criminology, pagka gusto mo raw intindihin yung crime through the people and by the society, that is what we call sociological criminology. Meron tayong two key terms na kailangan tandaan. Sociological criminology yan, pagka inintindi mo yung crime base sa mga tao. Yung pangalawa, sociological criminology yan, if you aims to understand crime based onto the society itself. That is a sociological criminology. Now, the next one is psychological criminology. It says that the subfield of criminology you are focusing is psychological criminology if you want to understand crime based onto the behavior and the mental processes of a particular person. Yung isang tao, meron siyang ADHD. Ngayon, kinonect mo yung ADHD sa pag-commit niya ng crime. That is what we call psychological criminology. Yung isang tao, meron isa siyang introverted person. Introvert siya. Ngayon, kinonect mo yung pagiging introvert niya in committing a crime, that is still part of psychological criminology. Gusto mo intindihin yung crime based onto the behavior of a particular person. Gusto mong intindihin yung crime based onto the manner on how a person act. Kaya pagka psychological criminology, it comes with the term action. Now, the next one is psychiatric criminology. Paano yun? Nakakalito naman yung psychiatric tapos psychological criminology. Kasi meron ding behavior na term. Para hindi tayo malito, ang psychiatric criminology kasi it sees criminality as a mental disorder. Psychiatric criminology aims to provide treatment to a mental disorder in order to solve criminality. Pero pagka sinabi nating psychological criminology yan, if you aim to understand crime based onto the manner on how a person act. Kaya ang key term natin sa psychiatric criminology, mental disorder in relation to crime. Pagka psychological criminology naman, the behavior of a person in relation to a crime. Now, those are the subfields of criminology. Tapos na tayo sa first question. Mabilis, di ba? Mabilis. Now, here is a question. This type of question, tatandaan natin, is applying. Bakit? Kasi we are using a scenario in order to gauge the understanding of a person who is taking an exam. Basahin natin yung question. Mr. A believes that it is correct to inflict punishment to those who have committed a crime. Because he claims that there should be someone that will be exempted since not all person has a free will. What school of thoughts is being portrayed in the scenario? Sinasabi daw ni Mr. A, lahat daw ng tao tamang ipanish. Pero meron daw dapat maging exempted sa punishment dahil dahil hindi lahat ay may free will. Ano kayang school of thoughts yung pinoportray sa scenario na yan? Sagutin ulit natin sa may WooClap. Pagka in-scan nyo naman yung QR code, madadirect na kayo agad doon sa may options at pipindot na lang kayo ng choices. Okay, 2 individual answer or 5 individuals answered letter C. And the answer to the question is tama, letter C. Pero bakit kaya neoclassical school yan? So let us dive further. Your classical school of thoughts, neoclassical, positivist, and independent criminology are all part of the development of the criminology as of the present. And isisingit lang natin is yung demonological theory or the demonological thought. Under demonological thought, it says that criminality is cause of the evil. Pag nag-commit ka raw ng crime, evil ka. Pag nag-commit ka raw ng crime, demonyo ka. That is demonological theory or the demonological school of thoughts. Ngayon, here comes classical school. Classical school, as to its first concept, pag tinanong kayo, ang unang ambag ng classical school of criminology or the classical school of thought is the removal of excessive and cruel punishment. Yun yung unang ginawa ng classical school. The next one is the neoclassical school. Magkaroon muna tayo ng overview. Later on, we will dive further onto that different school of thoughts. Yung pangalawa naman is the neoclassical school. As to a trivia, from the term neoclassical school in English translation is a new classical school or modified classical school. It has advocated that not all individual has a free will. Later on, we will identify who are those individuals who do not have a free will. The next one is the school of thought that paves way. It has paves way. Ibig sabihin, nagbigay daan siya in the modernization of the criminology. Mamaya, i-identify natin why did positivist school modernize criminology. And lastly, para maging independent discipline ang criminology. Mamaya, i-identify natin saan ba under dati ang criminology. Now, for the first one is the concept of classical school of thoughts. Classical school of thoughts, as to its key concept, it is the school of thoughts that introduces the concept of free will. It says that a person has a free will, the ability to choose, the ability to decide. That is what we call free will. Now, since classical school of thoughts believes that all individual has a free will, they must be held accountable for their action. They must be held accountable if they have committed a crime. That an individual who has committed a crime deserves to be punished. I hope that you are familiar with the term retributive justice. Retributive justice is a concept of justice that introduces the idea that if a person committed a crime, he deserves to be punished. Ganon ang classical school of thought. Ang sinasabi niya, dahil meron kang free will, you have your ability to decide, therefore, you must be held accountable for that crime. Therefore, you should be punished. Now, there is a weakness. There is a drawback under classical school of thought. Tatandaan natin yon. Merong disadvantage ang classical school of thoughts. Ano kaya yung disadvantage niya? The disadvantage of classical school of thoughts is that since it believes that all of individual has free will, all of individual therefore is being punished. Pero doon na papasok yung tanong natin na papaano kung bata yung nag-commit ng crime? Papaano kung may mental illness yung nag-commit ng crime? Deserve na bang maipanish? Kaya nabuo ang Neoclassical School of Criminology or the Neoclassical School of Thought. As to its major contribution, take note, kaya tayo nagkaroon ng exempting and mitigating circumstances, it is because of the Neoclassical School of Thoughts. It is a school of thoughts that has modified classical criminology. In what way? It says that under Neoclassical School of Thoughts, not all individual has free will. I hope that during your graduate or undergrad study, na-identify nyo na kung sino ba yung mga exempted sa free will. Una is a children or a child. Ang sinasabi kasi sa Neoclassical School, wala pang free will ang bata. Pangalawa is the mentally retarded person. Pagka sinabi nating mentally retarded person, they have achieved the age of emancipation. Ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng age of emancipation? Age of emancipation referring to that of a person who has reached the legal age, 18 years old and above. That if you are 18 years old and above and you have the mental capacity of 2 to 7 years old children or child, you are considered to be as mentally retarded person. 35 years old ka na. Pero ang utak mo ay pang 3 years old lang. Mentally retarded person ang tawag doon. And it does, or he or she does not have the free will. And therefore, he or she must be exempted from criminal liability. And lastly, those individual who has mental illness, mentally insane individual, yung may mga sakit sa utak. Pagka may sakit ka daw sa utak, yung layman's term na baliw ka daw, you shall be exempted within criminal or for criminal liability. But it is with exemption. If a mentally insane individual is under lucid interval, tandaan niyo yung term na lucid interval. Pagka nasa lucid interval ang isang baliw na tao, ang ibig sabihin nun, that insane individual is in her or his normal mental functioning. Nasa katinuan siya. At pag nag-commit ka ng crime, na nasa lucid interval ka, you are not exempted from criminal liability. Kaya pag baliw ka, nag-commit ka ng crime during lucid interval, you are not exempted from criminal liability. Ibig sabihin, makukulong ka pa din. That is lucid interval. Now, yun yung kailangan nating tandaan sa Neoclassical School of Thoughts. Binago niya yung Classical School of Thoughts. In what sense? Meron daw kasing tao na walang free will. That is Neoclassical School of Thoughts. The next one is the Positivist School of Thoughts. A while back, I have mentioned that Positivist School of Thoughts modernized criminology. Kasi nga naman, Under positivist school of thoughts, nag-emerge si Cesar Lombroso, the father of modern criminology. Now, bakit ba naging modernized ang criminology? Dahil sa positivist school of thoughts. This school of thoughts, or this particular school of thoughts, has introduced the utilization of scientific method in understanding crime. Dito na pumasok yung criminal anthropology, the science of body measurement. Kaya nga dito natin makikita yung positivist theory that if you are a person who has a characteristic of a primitive man, you are considered to be as a criminal. Dahil kasi yun sa criminal anthropology. Si Cesar Lombroso, mineasure niya yung katawan ng mga criminal na nakakulong. At sa findings niya and sa conclusion niya, pagka malaki raw yung Diyos mo, mahaba yung mga kamay mo, you are considered to be as a criminal. Kaya tatandaan natin, positivist school of thoughts, minodernize niya ang criminology. Bakit? Kasi it has introduces the utilization of scientific method in understanding crime. Ang example nun, criminal anthropology, the science of body measurement. Next one is the independent school of thoughts. During the past, criminology is under the umbrella of social science. Kung naabutan pa ninyo, dati wala pang College of Criminal Justice Education. O for practical example to. Dati wala pang College of Criminal Justice Education. Under pa tayo sa College of Social Sciences. Bakit? Kasi nga yung criminology dati is still under the umbrella of social sciences. But under the concept of independent school of thoughts, it has introduces the idea that criminology should be independent discipline. That criminology is a standalone discipline. From the term independent, ang criminology daw could stand alone and it is a discipline on its own. That is what we call independent school of thoughts. Now, tapos na tayo sa concepts ng development of criminology. Nag-umpisa tayo sa demonological theory na if you have committed a crime, you are a criminal. Natapos natin yung classical school of thoughts that all individual has free will and therefore they should be.
Do you want more reviews like this? Enroll now at Titan Review. We've got a lot of special promo just for you.